All right. Go ahead and call this meeting to order of the Yuba City City Council on February 3rd, 2026. This is a closed session portion. Any member of the public, any member of the public wishing to address City Council on any item listed on the closed session agenda, if any, will have an opportunity to present testimony to the City Council in the council chambers. Prior to City Council convening into closed session, comments from the public will be limited to 3 minutes. No member of the public will be allowed to be present once the City Council convenes into closed session. Closed session, are you reading that for me, Mr. Chaffin?
I certainly can. We have two items for closed session tonight. One is workers' compensation claim. The claimant is John Crizzle. Claim numbers 0596-6103-86 and 0396-6103-61. The liability claim is claimant Michael Hernandez. Claim number 2602, agency claimed against the city of Yuba City. Thank you.
All right. So we don't need to take roll, right? Okay. Go, please. Would you please take roll?
Yes. Mayor Boomgarden,
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Pasquale,
Here.
Councilmember Cole,
Here.
Councilmember Kirchner, and Councilmember Shaw.
All right. We are going to reconvene or go to closed session. I'd like to call this meeting of the Yuba City City Council to order. It's February 3rd, 2026. And we will go ahead and have a roll call, please.
Mayor Boomgarden,
Here.
Vice Mayor Pasquale,
Here.
Councilmember Cole,
Here.
Councilmember Kirchner, Councilmember Shaw.
Here. Got a little ahead of myself there. This meeting is being held in the council chambers, which are open for public attendance and participation. The meeting will also be live streamed for public viewing, but not participation at the link identified in the agenda. Email comments sent and received by the city clerk at least 24 hours before the meeting were distributed to the city council prior to the meeting. Had roll call. So we'll have an invocation by Mr. Jeff Papinga, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Shaw. So if you'd please rise for the invocation.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you. You're a God who is so big that you've already seen tonight. You've already seen tomorrow and every day. Time is in your hands. And thank you, God, that even though you are that big, you still offer us the opportunity to come to you. We ask you for wisdom. We ask you for insight. And we ask you for humility. Thank you that we get the opportunity to serve and that you yourself, God, said that we should walk in that way like your son Jesus did, who, although being the very form God, was a service to those that are around him. We pray this in his name. Amen.
All right, Mr. City Attorney, have a report on our closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There was one reportable action for closed session item A. It was item B, the council authorized a notice of rejection by operation of all law.
All right, thank you. Public communication, you are welcome and encouraged to participate in this meeting. Public comment is taken on action items appearing on the consent calendar or business items on the agenda when they are called. Public comment on any other items within the scope of the city's jurisdiction, including items not listed on the agenda, will be considered at this time. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Members of the public submitting written requests at least 24 hours prior to the meeting will be allotted 5 minutes to comment per speaker. Repetitive comments may be limited, and large groups are encouraged to select representatives to express the opinions of the group. So the first card I have up here is Mr. Tony Farley. Tony, good to see you.
Yep. Tony Farley, North City, 28 Wilkie Drive. Here, take Huntington Beach for a service, Chief Huntington Beach Chief, Huntington Beach guy for a service. Thank you, the Fresno attorney for a service. Thank you, the karate Guy Kyle Lieber for his service. Rob, thank you for his service for Kyle Lieber, Yuba County. Thank you, Tony Coyle. Thank you, Santa Claus, Michael Santa Claus. Thank you, for Fire Chief for his service. Thank you, Doug Malfa, Brandon Barr, Talent Boy for his service there. Talent Boy. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Chief Hover for his service. Thank you, William Robertson, Doug Dynasty guys for his service there. Doug Dynasty, man. Thank you, Detectives. Thank you, Police Department. Thank you, Sean Pavies. Thank you, Tony for his service. Thank you, Jennifer for Viking. For his service. Thank you for your service, Sierra. And thank you for helping out the guy. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tony. I also have a written request which allocates 5 minutes to Mr. Stuart Bunstock. If you could get to the podium.
My name is Stuart Bunstock. My wife and I own a property here in Yuba City which abuts what is now an alley portion of Woodcrest Way. On July 23rd of 2025, we submitted to Yuba City a formal request for maintenance and repair of the public easement roadway. And prior to this meeting, we provided the city clerk's office with a copy of that request and asked that you be provided a copy. I hope you've got it. During these more than 6 months, we have not received a determination from the Director of Public Works. And so we arranged to come talk to you directly here today. Lo and behold, as things would have it, just yesterday afternoon, we did finally get a response. And so we're probably going to need more information to go further. But the alleyway next to these properties, these 3 properties, is, to the best of our awareness, was a public road that was grant deeded, quick deeded over to one of the other properties at 305 Woodcrest Way, and in 1963 on February 4th. And it's become in pretty bad repair. And we were here to ask the city maintain it and repave it. Today, Phil Hall and I spoke. He told me that the law is very complicated, that even though the road has been paved and there's city landmarks and city street signs, which are currently with new markings and everything, he says, and even though there's all sorts of what appear to be streets to the general public, to myself, with street signs, no speed limits and everything, that are, in fact, many of them owned by the city, he tells me they're not actually streets. So I guess I don't understand that, and I have more research to do on it. The strip of land is the only vehicle access that our properties and our neighbor property, Jackie Chellis at 412 2nd Street, have to 2nd Street, to a city street. And it's really getting in pretty bad disrepair. Trees are growing out. I spent a lot of time maintaining it myself, cutting out trees, saplings, cleaning weeds, pulling off branches that fall down, whatever. And so we were just here today to see if the city would agree to maintain it. They're maintaining the sewer lines. They recently put some reflectors on the line, on the street. They're maintaining their street signs, the no parking anytime signs, the stop sign and everything. But they tell us that it's not a city street. And now they're telling us it never has, even though, like today, we met with Susan England, one of the adjoining neighbors, and Jackie Chellis, the lady that is also landlocked. And they say they live there, and it was open from McCrae Way to 2nd Street as an open thoroughfare until 2001. Phil Hall tells me, no, it's never been open. So, it sounds like we need to go back and find more information, see if we can get some actual facts from the city. But so far, it looks like it was a city street that was deeded to a private property, and now the city says they're not responsible for maintaining it. But our understanding of California Civil Code 845-1567 says that a tenement Servant Tenement, the owner of the land, 305 Woodcrest Way, has no duty to maintain it, that the easement owner, which is Yuba City, has the duty to maintain it. So we're just asking the city of Yuba City to maintain it because it's getting to be unsafe and potentially dangerous to the various tenants and the people that live next door. And we'll have to get more information, it sounds like now. And could you do that for us?
Mr. Bunstock, we can't make any, take any action on something that's not agendized. We certainly have your comments, and we also did receive the information that you provided to us, and I'm sure someone from the city will be reaching back out to you at some point.
It's surprising that so many streets there, McRae Way, Emerson Avenue, Boyd Street, Courthouse Alley are 16-foot wide, and they're all with city streets saying one way, 15 mile an hour, stop signs, no through, whatever. All these signs, and yet they're telling us, and they're public thoroughfares. Everybody can free to go through, and their street signs actually say they actually street signs say that here's the name of the street, and yet we're being told no, they're not city streets. They're not owned by other parcels, but we're being told by the city that they're not city streets, which makes you wonder, well, how do you know when you see what looks to be like a street and has a speed limit sign, when do you know if that's a legal sign to follow if you can't be sure that it is a city street? So it's very confusing, and we'll have to get more information, it looks like, but thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, we're still in public comment. Does anybody in the audience have any public comment that they would like to bring forward at this time? All right, seeing none. Next item on our agenda is the consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine and can be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items prior to the time that the council votes on the motion unless members of the city council request a specific item or items to be discussed or removed from the consent calendar for individual action. Any comments from the public on the consent calendar? Okay, not seeing any. Back to the council for action, potential action on any removals from the council on the consent calendar.
Move to approve consent calendar.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Shaw, second by Councilmember Cole. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the consent calendar is approved unanimously. We'll move to item 6, which is our business items. Appointments to the City of Yuba City Youth Commission. This is going to be presented by Justin Douthit, Recreation Supervisor, and actually it's going to be Sierra.
Justin will be joining us momentarily, but I wanted to take a moment before Justin comes up to give a little bit of background for those of you on the council that haven't been part of the selection process for the Youth Commission. It has been quite extensive. Every year we have youth commissioners that graduate high school, they go on to college, they're doing other things with their lives. And so inevitably we have alternates that need to be filled. This year was no different. We went through a recruitment process to fill 6 vacancies and 3 alternate positions. So we had quite a few seats to fill. The recruitment went on for many months for a variety of reasons. We advertised in the newspaper, social media. We even did local visits to local high schools to try to recruit the best of the best. And I think we've done that. So Justin will be introducing some of the folks that Mayor and Vice Mayor have met with and are recommending that we move forward with. But I wanted to just give you that backdrop so you know that this process was quite complete. The application selection process was not easy. It was quite lengthy. And these kids are great. So I'm going to turn it over to Justin, and he's going to share a little bit about what the Youth Commission does and then introduce the folks that we're recommending that you appoint this evening. Thanks.
Thank you, Sierra.
My name is Justin Douthit. I'm a recreation supervisor with the City of Yuba City. Both myself and fellow recreation supervisor Dylan Brown act as youth commission liaisons. And so our role is to act as the adult advisor to the youth commission and assist them in their official youth commission business. So as Sierra mentioned, we will be appointing tonight 6 seated members and 3 alternate members. So with that, we will have a full commission. So in addition to volunteering in the city, as well as attending local events, the Youth Commission also has their own interests that they have expressed to us. So among those would be the homeless youth, more recreation programs for youth and teens in the community, as well as more diverse and inclusive programs for the underserved or underrepresented youth. And so with that, I would like to have each commissioner please stand, both appointed and new. And I'm going to ask that they introduce themselves as well as the school that they go to. And then, council, if you have any questions for them, they are happy to answer.
Okay. Hello, my name is Valeria Ramirez. I am a senior at River Valley High School.
Hello, my name is Sana Kahlo, and I'm also a senior at River Valley High School.
Hello, my name is Elena Hartridge Gundershog, and I am also a senior at River Valley High School.
Hello, I'm Tanvi Denza. I'm a junior at River Valley High School.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Vanover. I'm a junior at River Valley High School.
Hello, I am Isla Baines. I am a freshman at Yuba City High School.
Hello, I'm Olivia Matna, and I'm a sophomore at Sutter Union High School.
Hello, I'm Claire Sangren, and I'm a junior at Yuba City High School.
Hello, I'm Michael Torres, and I'm a 7th grader at Barry School.
Hello, my name is Lyrica Robinson, and I'm a sophomore at Visions in Education Charter School.
Hello, my name is Olivia Sal, and I'm a senior at Sutter Union High School.
So thank you all for being here. I'd like to, at this point, to answer any questions or open it up to Mayor and Vice Mayor if they'd like to make comments about the process.
Any questions, Councilmember Shaw, Councilmember Cole? All right. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. The mayor and I had the opportunity to meet several of you, and I was really impressed with your ability to communicate with an old guy. You did. I know I pressed you a little bit, and I value that. I expect things out of you, like I told you in the meeting, and I think you'll be able to deliver those things. I think it's a very dynamic young group, and I think we've got a strong few alternates as well that will back up anything that you do. So I really enjoyed the conversation I had with the ones that showed up to that meeting. I know a couple of you had some work issues or illnesses and such, and I totally understand that. So thank you for stepping up and wanting to be a part of the solution.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. It was certainly a pleasure to meet those of you that we had a chance to interview and spend some time learning more about you. For the public, this is an excellent young, I'm going to say crop of young Americans here in our city that are choosing to, as the Vice Mayor said, participate with us as we move forward making decisions about what's happening within our city. You would certainly be very impressed with their backgrounds and the energy that I believe they're going to bring to our Youth Commission. Also want to thank Justin and Dylan for the work you do in advising, and Ann for as well. And with that, unless there are any questions, you guys can sit down now. I will entertain a motion approving the Vice Mayor and my recommendation.
Mayor, when we get done, could we possibly take a picture with the...
Great idea.
Okay.
We're going to make you come up.
So I so moved to recommend.
Second.
All right, I have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Pasquale and a second by Councilmember Cole. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Passes unanimously. Congratulations to all of you. And it is photo time. So we'll have you come right down here, please.
I was getting a little worried about the Yuba City representation, but they came in at the, and then the cherry topper was Berry School for me. I'm better now.
Go honker, go honker.
Yeah.
I'm a honker. Hey, Sandy. Sandy. Go honkers. Honk, honkers. Come on. Who's right next to the honker? Yeah. Yeah. Go honkers. The honkers, go honkers. Go honkers, man, go honkers. Cheerleaders.
All right. Item number 7, the appeal of the Planning Commission's approval of use permit 24-04, tentative parcel map 24-01, variance 24-01, and an environmental assessment 24-06, located at 590 Colusa Avenue. This will be presented by Mr. Doug Libby, our Development Services Director.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Good to be with you tonight. So yeah, this project site, it's the old Waffle Barn site at 590 Colusa Avenue. It's just over 2 acres in size. It's zoned a general commercial district, which is our C3 general planned regional commercial, like most of the corridor of Colusa Avenue going through town. So the entitlements, it's a drive-through. The use permit's for a drive-through for a quick service restaurant. The variance is to reduce the minimum setback for car washes from a residential district from 100 feet to 10 feet. And the parcel map to divide the 2 acres into 3 parcels. So the project was approved almost basically a year ago, and then an appeal was filed. It took a while for the applicant and the appellant to work through the issues, and they have reached an agreement. So the appeal letter was provided as an attachment to your staff report. The appeal cites a number of issues. However, it really boils down to noise impacts resulting from the car wash and the drive-through speaker. So the appellant and applicant, they collaborated over the last year to address the neighbor concerns. They reached a settlement, as I said. And so kind of the deal points are the car wash is to be relocated as far as possible away from the property line of 919 Olive Street while meeting city standards. The wall height between the development and homes will be increased from 6 to 8 feet and incorporate acoustic treatment. The car wash exit has been reoriented further away from the homes. The car wash will incorporate automatic doors at entrance and exit to further reduce noise impacts during operation. So just functionally, when a car enters the car wash, a door will open, close when they enter, and then let them out on the other side and close. Future project modifications would require notification to the appellate's council. Here's the updated site plan. The wall that will be increased to 8 feet in height along the residential properties, and then the car wash doors. And as I said, there will be some sound canceling foam finish put on the wall to help further mitigate the noise. Now, from staff's perspective, we think that these additional items kind of build upon the mitigations and conditions that were already put into the project. And so as part of the package before you It includes the updated conditions of approval and track changes. So you see what was added, what was agreed to. Most appeal hearings can be quite controversial. It's unusual to be able to bring forward a situation where there is an agreement between the parties. So this is a public hearing, so we're recommending you conduct a public hearing and then adopt a resolution of your council denying the appeal and affirming the Planning Commission's decision of the entitlements, and independently approve and adopt the environmental assessment and the entitlements with updated conditions of approval. And with that, I am here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Libby. Before we open up the public hearing, any questions for Mr. Libby from the council? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and we're going to open up the public hearing for the appeal of the Planning Commission's approval of use permit 24-04, tentative parcel map 24-01, variance 24-01, and environmental assessment 24-06 located at 590 Colusa Avenue. The public hearing is now open. If there are any members of the public who would like to address the council on this issue, please provide your statement via public comment and state your name and address for the record. Do we have any comments from the public? Any comments from the public? I'd like to make one. Please do.
Hi, my name is Karen Barton. I live at 585 Roslyn, and that facility will be backed up to my back of my house. And I know the person that did the sound study that came, I think, out of Sacramento, or I don't really know. And he told me within 5 minutes of the sound study, it was 7.2. When we came to the very first meeting, we were told it was under 3. So I wanted to know, do you really think that the barriers are going to stop some of that sound?
I'm not really in a position to answer that question. Since I'm not out there, it sounds to me like there's a conflict between the studies. I don't know, Mr. Libby, if you want to comment on that at all.
Perhaps, Mayor, this is an opportunity for public comment. Maybe the public could offer all their comment, and then Mr. Libby could come in at the end and address any questions.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Thank you.
All right. Any other comments from the public?
Good evening, members of the City Council. I'm Bridget Barnes. Just got here. I'm sorry I'm late. I did bring the appeal on behalf of the members who were living adjacent, and we have withdrawn the appeal conditioned on the language of the conditions that are before you tonight. And we ask you to please approve a project.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes.
And the Mayor, may I just for the record ask Ms. Barnes a question?
Please.
Ms. Barnes, I understand you did an acoustical study. Are you comfortable with the results of the acoustical study?
Based on the information that I have from RNS, our acoustical engineers, including these changes, will reduce the impact on the adjacent neighbors. Would I like it to be more? Yes, but I have agreed with the developer that this is sufficient to accomplish their goal.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. Anybody else? All right. Hearing no further comment on this issue, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing and bring the matter back to the council.
Actually, some comments through the mayor.
Go ahead.
Ms. Barnes and the project and everyone involved, I do want to say thank you for at least working through this the last year and coming to an agreement. Sometimes things aren't always ideal, but we always have to find the middle ground that is acceptable to everyone involved because everybody's got rights on their properties and stuff. So I just want to say thank you for coming to an agreement even before it came here tonight. So, and with that, through the mayor, I'd like to move that we adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Yuba City denying the appeal of and affirming the decision of the Planning Commission's approval of use permit 2404, tentative parcel map 2401, variance 2401, and environmental assessment 2406, a mitigated neg deck, and independently approving and adopting environmental assessment 2406, use permit 2404, tentative parcel map 2401, and variance 2401 with updated conditions of approval, if I may add, that were agreed upon by both parties.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Councilmember Shaw, second by the Vice Mayor, Mr. Pasquale. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, item passes. Number 8, future agenda items. Are there any items any of you would like to have on the agenda at a future meeting? All right. Hearing none, reports and communications. The following reports and communication items are provided for the council's information. No action can be taken on items under this section unless the council agrees to include it on a subsequent agenda. Mr. City Manager.
I have nothing at this time. Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Okay. City Council reports. We'll start with Councilmember Cole.
I also have nothing to report, but thank you, Mayor, for attending my meetings for me when I was gone.
All right. Next up, looks like Councilmember Shaw.
Actually, I do have a little to report. So since our last meeting, the RWMA has met. We'll be taking up multiple things over this next year concerning the RWMA master agreement with all the jurisdictions and making sure that all stays cleaned up. And we did continue to move forward with the same leadership. I am still the chair of RWMA, and my counterpart, the vice chair, is Bruce Buttigieg from Marysville. So look forward to the next couple of months, probably seeing things come before our council that have already been vetted by the leadership of each of the municipalities and the RWMA, but it has to come before each of the councils for ratification. So looking forward to that probably in the next couple of months. The other thing that happened, I was honored to attend with the BMLC, not necessarily as a member of the council, but as a member of the community, to Vandenberg Space Force Base. And I will tell you now that that was a really incredibly educational event. Being prior military, I already understood several things about it, but I will tell you now, after being down there, I understand Bill's mission much, much better, of how the 9th Reconnaissance Wing and all of its support groups, along with 7 Swiss, which is the big radar up on the hill, they play such a vital role to what's going on in the world. From everything from what the other people in the world that don't like us so much would like to do to us, to which gets back to your squadron, the 9th Intel, to, we hear a lot in the media about, there's the Iron Dome over Israel, and we're going to build out the Golden Dome over the U.S., and I will tell you the capabilities that they are working on to keep us safe. It's not just one unit at Beale. It is 2 units or 2 commands out there, Air Force and Space Force. That's what keeps Beale open. That's what keeps people in our community, and they add to our community. One of the big takeaways, which I know, Mark, you've heard this as well, working with the BMLC and being an honorary commander and stuff as well, housing is always a key element that our military personnel needs. So with that, the message I would like to bring back is if you have, a house for rent and such, they're always looking for places to live. Consider renting to one of our airmen or guardians that come to our area. They make good community members, they get involved, and they are doing, pardon the French, one hell of a job keeping us safe. And so I would encourage you to entertain that, and I know that my wife and I, with our rentals, that's one thing we always do is preference military, because you can do that. Doesn't mean I get to choose one or the other, but I will tell you now, if you're active duty, you get a discount when you rent one of our properties because we support our military. So with that, that's really all I have to report right now, but thank you.
Thank you for your report, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have to report is our mayor had signed up for this California City League, I think that's what it's called, down in Sacramento for a 3-day conference they had, and he asked me if I would attend because of his stead, because he was unable to. And I went down. It was enlightening. There's a lot of ideologies that I didn't buy into that were going on in a lot of those meetings, but it's nice to know how to navigate different ideologies is what I came away with most importantly. So with that, I'll complete my report.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. It was kind of busy. Things starting to get going again after the first of the year, it sounds like, with everybody. Attended the service for Doug LaMalfa, Congressman Doug LaMalfa, very well attended. And, that's just one of those things that you lose, and look forward to, figuring out who's going to try to fill Doug LaMalfa's shoes and represent our area as well as he did. Went to the Children's and Families Commission, one of my old committees. Thank you, Ms. Cole, for allowing me to cover that. What a wonderful group. They take care of our 0 to 5 population, do a heck of a great job with all the programs. It's amazing how many people they reach in our county. Attended the groundbreaking for Richland Village, which is down by off of Garden Highway. I think it's 133 units. Am I right there? 133 units of affordable housing that's under construction. So that was a good one. Attended representing Yuba City at the SACOG Blueprint ceremony down at Aggie Square. The Blueprint is a document that talks about transportation, housing, and other regional efforts. It's sort of the framework from which we're able to work with the Sacramento Area Council of Governments and the 6 counties and all the cities within as we plan the region. Had the great opportunity to sit next to City Manager Extraordinaire Mr. Robert Bendorf as Bob Fischetti interviewed him on 93Q, and Robert did, as usual, his very bang-up job of talking about the city. This afternoon, we had a budget workshop, our first in the series of workshops for developing the city's budget for 26-27. Interesting, a lot of good information, a lot of challenges, but here we go with the next year's budget. And I want to also signal that we will be co-hosting, if you will, a ceremony on February 20th, starting at 9 o'clock in this council chambers, where we will be acknowledging signage on the 10th Street Bridge as the POWMIA Bridge. And Mr. Brock Bowen's in the audience here. He's been a super spearhead on this. It's taken a long time to come. We took a proclamation in November of 24. It's my understanding Marysville's doing the same tonight. But the ceremony will start here, and then we will all travel over to Marysville, where they'll unveil the sign on that side of the bridge. And speaking of Marysville, we will be joining in their 175th birthday party this Thursday at 5:30 at the Elks Lodge. And, what they call us the Twin Cities, I guess they're the older twin. But I'll make sure I make that comment. With that, thank you for those of you who came tonight. Congratulations again to the youth commissioners who are still here. And we always value you seeing all the faces that come to our council meetings. And this meeting is now adjourned.
Now adjourned.